Good morning, everybody, and this is Reggie. I'm doing a breakdown on Airbnb IPO. Today is December 10th, 2020, and today is the drop date of Airbnb's IPO. And I just want to give some advice for how to play it. The way I would play it. I'm not going to buy it, to be honest with you, because it doesn't fit my strategy. My strategy, I don't really buy. I try to buy at least 100 shares of anything. If I buy stock, I'm a swing trader, and if I buy stock, I try to buy at least 100 shares. And spending 7,000 to buy 100 shares of Airbnb doesn't fit my strategy because I prefer to buy $10 and under stocks that grow to 6,500. So that's how my portfolio looks. I buy cheap stocks that grow to be the higher price stocks because tying up $6,500, I have other strategies. So basically, I like to maximize my trading budgets. So I mean, it's not expensive at all. $6,500, 7 grand or whatever for 100 shares isn't expensive at all. But it just doesn't fit my strategy. So you should do things that fit your strategy. But I can help you, especially if you have a smaller account. I have a big account, but this strategy works for small accounts too. So if you have a small account and you don't, you want to get in on Airbnb, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, I have a strategy for you. Also, if you um, just want to swing trade it, my strategy works for you too. So here we go. So basically, let's go over how to get in. How do you even buy? Right. So the best time to buy is the initial offering, not after it hits and you kind of analyze all this other stuff. That's the worst time to buy. The best time to buy, in my opinion, is based off of when it first drops. And how do you get in? How do you get in when it first hits the market? How do you get in on that? How do without having to sit there and watch your computer? So this is Airbnb. The ticker symbol is already up. It's ABNB. There's no charts on it, obviously, because it hasn't hit yet, and right now is before the market opens. So let's go to. I use Etrade, but whatever broker you use should have the same setup. Now, this is how you do it, because I know when I go to chat rooms and stuff and Facebook groups, people, you know, I'll put in there, hey, I got my buy order ready, and people are like, how do you do that before the stock hits? So this is how you do it. So you go in there, go into your broker account. Your action is to buy. You put your number of shares in. You do a limit order. So a limit order is, hey, I want to buy it at a particular price or under if you're buying. So the stock is set to come out at $68, I believe, a share. Now you don't want to put exactly $68 in there. Sometimes it goes higher. I would start with 80. Now, just because you put 80 in there doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get filled at 80. But what that means is you'll to get a guarantee. The higher limit price you put in there, the more guaranteed you are to be filled. Because sometimes, like I believe, like yesterday with DoorDash, it was projected to be 102, and it dropped at 166, which I didn't. To me, DoorDash IPOs that drop at over $100 doesn't fit my strategy as far as buying at the initial offering and then selling. That's what I would do. So $80, or if you want to be a bit more, because again, you're taking the risk of not being filled. You can go 75, or you can go 70. Which so the lower you go, the greater risk you're at not getting filled. You may not even get filled at $80. But this is where I would be comfortable at 80. And if it comes out and the initial offering is, so case in point, on Lemonade, I did the same thing, and I think I was like maybe $20 over the rumored initial price, right? Because reading right here, the last price, it shows $68. I was $20 over that price, and I got filled. Um, I believe like $2 over the price that it actually listed at. So that worked out. and then I swing traded it, and then I made a quick $10 a share and sold. Um, so this is it. So you do this, and then you click preview. And I want to show up my business on my account. So you click preview. You click your order, and it'll set your order. So so the max I will buy it for is $80 a share, which at 100 shares, $8,000. But if you whatever your account is, like whatever your budget is, put your budget price in there. And if you can play with the limit price and the amount of shares, right? So if you want to buy 10 shares, it's $800. Or let's say you want to buy 10 shares, but you don't have that much. You want to do 75. That's 750. So just play with it. You click preview order, and and you can just go to work, going about your business. And what happens is you'll get filled if it's under that limit price. So I mean, it won't, So don't worry, they're not gonna say, "Ooh, this person, this limit price is $80. Let's go ahead and fill them at 80." No, they'll do it at the lowest price available when they're ready to fill you. And sometimes they'll even fill you. Depends on the demand and stuff. They'll fill some of your order, half your order, but it'll be different price increments because it's going to happen fast. So that's how you do Airbnb. If you want to get in on a pre-market, if you want to get in a pre-drop, put in a limit price. How to play this stock, and what I usually do on IPOs, initial public offerings, I'll put a limit price in there, and I'll try to get at least $10 per share. So if I get filled at 75, I'm gonna try to buy. I'm gonna try to sell at 85. And I don't sell. You don't sell the whole thing, right? So if I got filled, let's say I got filled at $100, and let's say, and this is hypothetical, and let's say I got filled at 70, I would sell half of my shares at $80. I mean, at if it hits $80, and then I will let it run. And from there, I'll just kind of play. I'll look at the charts. I mean, it won't be much data there, but I'll look at the candlesticks, see how it's trending, and just try to maximize the rest. But I'll at least try to get, I mean, if it doubles, that'll be awesome, but that's not really common. But yeah, if it jumps up $10, I'm pushing half. I'm selling half of my stocks on the swing trade. But if you're long, which usually works out, if you're long, then especially Airbnb, long would be a good idea. It depends on your budget, right? Because if you want to buy 100 shares, you're tying up $7,000 in one stock, and you have to go long on this. I mean, you'll get your money back. This is for you. If you're investing, that's the difference between trading and investing. So you're investing. This will be a good buy. Airbnb is a disruptor, kind of like Tesla is a disruptor to technology and the auto industry, but it's a disruptor because it's alternative to hotels. I've stayed in the Airbnb several times. We're on vacation, and you just can't beat what you get for your money. And I've even tried. I'm old school. I'm 42 years old, and I've even tried myself going to traditional phase, getting a hotel and stuff. And then you try to get a nice hotel when you're on vacation, and the rates are fair, but then they slide in like these different fees that is, and it rubs you the wrong way. They hit you with all these different fees, like, and I guess because they're probably hurting and struggling. And this is I'm talking before COVID. I haven't tried to get a hotel after COVID, but this is pre-COVID. And I was like, I must get Airbnb. They tell you the price, and that's the price. There's no hidden, I mean, there's cleaning fees and all that stuff, but there's like a cleaning fees, there's tax, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Uh, and so you go from $150 a night, so all of a sudden it ended up being $250 a night, $300 a night, and you're like, oh, that's not, and it's just a room. Compared to Airbnb, you can get a whole house. And Airbnbs, I mean, some people will play it down and say, oh, you're renting somebody's house. No, you're renting somebody's business because people are purchasing, especially if you go to like beach areas and stuff like that and vacation spots. People are buying property for Airbnb, and they're very sensitive to being rated, so they're going to make sure you have a good experience. I mean, you get there. I know I went to Florida, and we stayed in an Airbnb, and it was nice. It was a nice little condo, and it had a backyard patio, and they decorated it very, very nice. Well decorated, had big old screen TV, and it was nice. It was way better than a hotel and cheaper. And you're dealing with a person one on one. And it was a really good experience. Parking and the guy give you advice on what to do around the area, and it was really, really nice and awesome value. And Airbnb is just a disruptor, so I'm not gonna. If you're not sold on it, then I highly recommend going into an Airbnb. So this company going public will just make it better. So anyway, that's my advice on Airbnb. If you want to swing trade it for income, I recommend having a limit of profit that you want to make. Take half your money and then let the other money be your risk money. Because usually these IPOs when they come out hot. And what happened is you have investors that invested in Airbnb before it hit the market, and there'll be a lot of profit taking on the first day. With that profit taking, sometimes it shoots up and then shoots down. Uh, Very rarely do I go past, do I blow beneath my fill price. So the reason why I like to get filled um, automatically once it hits the market, because it's very rare for me, in my experience, that the price dips below the fill price. It usually goes up, and so what happens is if you're late to the party and you try to buy after, so let's say it fills at $70 and it hits 80, and then you try to get it at 80, and then all of a sudden it goes up to 90. You're like, ooh, it's looking good, but all of a sudden it'll dip back down to like 75, and you have all this selling from investors that were able to get the invest in Airbnb. The initial investors, they'll take out their money. So usually the first day is a lot of selling. It'll gap up, but then it'll settle at a certain price. Like hypothetically, let's say it comes out at 68 or 70 and then settles at like $78, $80. But then in time, it'll start to grow. So, any questions? Leave a comment. Again, I'm not selling software. I'm not selling a class or anything. So please show your appreciation by liking and subscribing, because a lot of this information comes in hot, and a video is only good for that day because the information updates. So to get before like and subscribe, so you can get updates on what's going on in the stock market. And again, this is Reggie, and I wish you and your family a blessed day, and let's continue investing.